In our previous class, we were discussing what is Schedule 2. There I said Schedule 2 is that schedule which gives clarification regarding whether a transaction is supply of goods or supply of services. In total, Schedule 2 has total 7 paragraphs. It has 7 paragraphs. In this class, we will be studying the first 3 paragraphs. The first para talks about transfer. It talks about transfer. In that, the first point says transfer of title in goods. Transfer of title in goods will be treated as supply of goods. What are they trying to say? Let us take an example to understand this. Say I have a car. I have a car with me, and in the registration certificate of the car, there is my name in that. Okay, so RC belongs to me. Now, if I want to sell this car, I will transfer the title of the goods. Title is I will transfer the ownership of the goods to one more person. So in this case, am I supplying the goods or am I supplying the services? I am supplying the goods. So whenever there is a transfer of title in goods, it is supply of goods. It is simple. Let us see the second point. It talks about transfer of rights in goods. Transfer of rights in goods without transferring the title. So what are they trying to say? Let us take an example to understand this. Say I am an ICICI bank. I am an ICICI bank and I have a bank locker. Now, I am giving the right to use this locker to my customers. I have customers and I am giving them the right to use this locker. Tell me, am I selling this locker? I am not selling this locker. I am only giving the right. I will say, pay 5,000 rupees and for 1 year you can use this locker. I'll give the key to them. Now, they have the right to use this locker, but I am not transferring the title of this. So, whenever I am transferring the right, but I am not transferring the title, is it supply of goods or is it supply of services? It is treated as supply of services. So, in a short, if I am transferring the rights without transferring the title, then it will be called as supply of services. Let us see the point number C. The third point says, if the goods are transferred in the future date, then even in that case also, it will be treated as supply of goods. Let us take an example to understand this. Say I am a seller and I sold television under hire purchase, where I said you go on paying me 12 installment every month. I said you go on paying me 12 installment every month. At the end of the 12th installment, the TV belongs to you. So here title is getting transferred in a future date, right? So tell me, is it a supply of goods or is it supply of service? In this case, it will be treated as supply of goods. In our first example, it was an immediate transfer. There I said, I am selling my car. It is supply of goods. Here, it is not immediate. Here it is on a future date, the TV is getting passed to my customer. But even in this case, it will be treated as supply of goods. Let us quickly revise what we studied. First I said, if there is an immediate transfer, it is a transfer of title in goods, then it is supply of goods. In the second point I said, if the only right is getting transferred but not the title, it will be called as supply of services. In third point I said, if the goods are getting transferred, the title is getting transferred in the future date, that is hire purchase, even in this situation, it will be treated as supply of goods. So we completed the first para. Let us go to the second para. The second para talks about land and building. Here point A talks about land and point B talks about building. But what are they trying to say is, if land is given on rent or building is given on rent, both will be treated as supply of service. You can call rent by different name. You can call it as land is given on lease, it is given on easement, it is given on license. Whatever you call it, it will be treated as supply of service. So if I am giving my land on lease, it will be called as supply of service. Now let us talk about building. I am renting out my building. What is building? Building need not be only a residential house. It can be a commercial complex. It can be a warehouse. It can be a godown. It can be any building. And if I am renting it out, it will be called as supply of service. Now comes the question. Say I have a building which has 5 floors. Out of that, 3 floors I am keeping it with myself. I am not giving it on rent. I am only giving 2 other floors for rent. Is it still a service? They are saying it is still a service. I can rent out the building wholly. Entire 5 floor also I can rent it out, or partly only 2 floors also I can rent it out. In both situations, it will be called as supply of service. In simple, Para 2 talks about land and building. They are saying if land or building is given on rent, you can call it by any name like lease, license, rental, anything. If you are giving your land and building, then it will be called as supply of service. Now let us look at Para 3. Para 3 talks about treatment or process applied on another person's goods. Let us take an example to understand this. Say I am a tailor. And I stitch clothes. 3 days back, a customer gave me a material. He gave me a dress material and asked me to stitch a shirt out of it. Now, I have stitched the shirt out of it. Now, I am giving this back to my customer. Now, you tell me, when I am giving this back to my customer, am I supplying goods or am I supplying services? You may say that I am supplying goods because you can see this shirt, but Schedule 2 clearly says if I am applying any treatment or process on another person's goods, it will be treated as supply of service. Now in this case, tell me whether this dress material was mine. It was not mine. It was already given by my customer. Now, cloth is of my customer, but I am only putting my service. I am only putting my service of stitching the cloth. In this case, it will be treated as supply of services. To sum up, if I am applying only process on another person's goods, it will be treated as supply of service.